Hey guys, welcome back. And this time for a completely new series. The name of this series is Cloudify Me. There is a reason why I choose this topic. This I'll explain you in this entire video. What is the inspiration behind the creation of the series is one of my own experience. I was leading a team, rather I am leading a team of a big data. We are currently working on technologies such as Hive, Spark, Hadoop, MapReduce, and all of them are based on Python. So we were happily trolling around and we were getting a lot of work in that as well. But suddenly, like almost 8 to 9 months back, we started seeing that our client is having his focus. He want our focus to move on to a completely newer side, that is cloud. He has got a mandate from his managers or maybe some of the top bosses from his organizations that they wanted their on-premise technologies. When I say on-premise, everything which is Hadoop, Spark and Hive, everything was based on their on-premise. Like they own their clusters and everything. They were maintaining them. So everything which they had was available to them on premise. But they wanted to explore the possibility of moving those entire things onto cloud. And then began the journey of exploring the applications which we were running on premise onto cloud. So I just wanted to share this journey. That is one of the inspiration. Second is environment around us. So more than 70 to 80% of my colleagues and friends are consistently talking about the movement onto cloud in some or the other way. Maybe they are in a development team and they have been asked to migrate their entire DevOps process or even the development that they do, even the IDEs that they use for development such as Visual Studio and all those things to be migrated to cloud. Some of them production support teams which were uh, playing a greater and important role in supporting some of the production applications. So they have been given the mandate to uh, try to learn the cloud technologies and try to get their hands on that and be ready if the entire production environment moves on to some or the other cloud. So environment around us is all about cloud and cloud. But the third point which I have mentioned here is there is more information, more confusion than information. People are more confused because there are a lot of vendors involved in it, and like lot of my friends talk about then this Google Cloud and then AWS Cloud, then there is Azure Cloud and then some of the other vendors as well. So there is lot of confusion than information. So this entire series will explain what these cloud technologies are all about, and based on our experience we'll tell you how we classify them, how we clearly demarcate them for our understanding. So what is the major intention for this series is putting our knowledge in the form of series that would help us understand what cloudification wave is all about. So we see there is a cloudification wave and we wanted to see what this is all about. The reason why we hear cloud word all along. Create a learning path for some beginner to start with. So for every journey, 1,000-mile journey also begin with a step. So this is, we can say, just a step so that a beginner can understand how to distinguish between technologies and there is no confusion that remain in his mind. Then making the audience familiar with jargons related to cloud. So when we use this cloud word, there are a lot of other jargons that come in: serverless, server, managed, unmanaged services, and then the data migration and all those things, lot of hundreds of things that come along. So we just wanted to educate people, educate a beginner. There is no prerequisite, just sit back, relax and understand how this wave is turning on us and how we can take an advantage out of it. In next 2-3 slides I'll just go through small stats. This is one of the data that is available in the public domain. I just googled it and I'll share the link in my comment section as well. So this just tells us what lies ahead of us in the next year. So if the name of the slide itself, don't go into too much of a depth of this slide, what information it gives. I'll explain you in short what does this information represent for each of the slide. To begin with, let us understand this slide, IT business growth for the year 2020. So what this graph tells us is whether IT industry as a whole is there. Each year, each and every organization is allotted certain IT budget. For example, let's say a particular organization has a revenue of $50 billion. So they say that okay, we are going to spend around $1 billion or $2 billion on our IT budget. So each manager accordingly, rather a manager of IT department get that much of a money. So this is what is this budget information is shown. So for the year 2019 to 2020, that is next year, we see that 44% plus 44%, these colors represent no change or increase. So we see that almost 88% of the people say that either the IT budget is going to stay steady, that they are going to have the same budget, or they are going to have an increased budget. If we see 44% of the people say that they are going to have an increased budget. This is just, I am telling you that the pie is lot. The pie is huge, means there is a huge scope that next year we are going to see lot of money getting pumped in. But then we must understand where this money is going to flow. So if we consider the second slide here, don't go into too much of detail of that. Just check the first thing, factors leading to increase in the budget. So if we see the first priority factor, so 64% of the people feel that the increased budget is going to go in need to upgrade an outdated infrastructure. So this, I'll tell you a small example. I have worked with some of the multinational companies as a from vendor side, of course. So we as an IT vendor, from an IT vendor side, and many of my colleagues work in some of the top financial firms in their IT department as well. So they also share their experience, and based on my experience as well, most of them have an outdated IT infrastructure for them. When I say outdated IT infrastructure, it doesn't mean they have older laptops or anything or such things. They have their server technologies are lagging behind what is available in the market right now. Because even in the industry terms as well, these financial services and insurance, they are the late adopters of some of the technologies. So right now their server infrastructure, their data center is still in very much outdated format. So next year they are going to have a need to upgrade this outdated infrastructure. So this is the main reason. You can see the difference. What is the main reason for them? And second one is increased security concern. So this doesn't mean a lot to us. This is the main reason why we see cloud a lot. Third is top drivers for hardware. So why there is, so we have seen that there is going to be an increased budget. Second, we saw that this increased budget, the main pain point area for them is their outdated infra. The third graph shows us top drivers for hardware purchase. So what is going to drive them for this is end of life, refresh cycles, then project need and growth, and then end user need and budget availability, need technology feature. So leave all these things, but end of life and refresh life cycle tell us that most of their IT infra is not in a state right now to handle the current load or to handle the cost effectiveness that the industry want to see. I'll just give you a simple example. Currently we have an data center which means the organization for which we work as vendor has a big data center, and they want us to explore, the first thing that they want us to explore, the possibility of not using that and migrating onto cloud. They just wanted at each and every step the cost comparison, because we hear a lot that the IT budget, or rather we can say that there is a need for every person to be cost effective. Means this word we hear a lot from those, all of us who work with the IT vendors, and through them to multinational companies, we hear this cost effectiveness a lot. So for each and every one of us, the mandate is to search for the possibility of having less cost if possible on cloud, and not to use the on-premise infrastructure. So this is the direction, or this is the wave towards which we are moving. So, and this is the reason, so what this entire thing tell us, that there is an increase in budget. Where that is going to flow, that is going to flow into lot into infra, and that is going to be a driving point why people want to move on to a cloud. And in terms of budget allocation as well, if we see that there is more than 29%, or even if we add hardware and hosted based services, it means 29 to 33, more almost to 60% of the things are going to have a change, or are going to have an impact in the next coming year. And this is the reason we are seeing that everybody at our colleagues, or everybody at our client organization is talking about cloud. So what in the next episode, in this episode we have just seen why we are hearing a lot about cloud. In the next episode I am going to make it point by point the reason why we are moving on to cloud, right from its benefits to the exact point for which everybody is talking about cloud. In this we are going to see in the next video. I would like to conclude by saying that in the upcoming year we are going to see a cloud burst. Everybody is going to be on cloud, whether it's a small vendor, a larger vendor. The point where they see that there is an efficiency, or there is a chance that they could improve the performance, they'll run in. So I'm just quoting one of the website which says that when it comes to the top IT challenges in 2020, keeping the IT infrastructure up to date will continue to be a top pain point. So with this I would conclude this video, but in the next video don't forget to see, I am going to tell you point by point why every organization is benefiting, and what is the exact reason for which they want to migrate to cloud. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll continue on to the next video. Thank you.